But first, I had a bad night's sleep on Wednesday after I saw this on the late night news.
We begin with breaking news of a major national security announcement expected overnight or very early in the morning after senior cabinet ministers and key federal opposition members were called to a top secret meeting of the National Security Committee in Canberra late this afternoon. The details remain confidential, but is international in nature. We're told the announcement will be led by the White House.
And then I was like, is it aliens? Is it COVID-21? Is it World War III? No. I got up early Thursday morning and caught the big news on Studio 10.
Well, Orlando Bloom has gone paddleboarding again. Oh. But there's something even bigger in the water.
Yes, and then there was an even bigger thing in the water. Nuclear submarines.
Good evening. A powerful new military alliance has been formed. AUKUS, Australia, the United Kingdom and United States, partnering to counter China's rise in the Pacific. Included in the deal, a fleet of nuclear submarines to be built in Adelaide.
I don't know about you, but I certainly hope this doesn't make Adelaide a target for getting bombed like Darwin was in World War II. Imagine if all that's left of Adelaide was a barren, desolate landscape with only the churches still standing. Unimaginable. Or very similar to how it is today. So the UK, the USA and Australia announced a new trilateral security and military pact. Sorry, what was it called again?
An alliance called AUKUS.
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 The time of the AUK
Us.
has come.
Yes, definitely a better acronym than the previous one they had in mind. The Australia Nuclear US Strategic UK Agreement, or Anus Sucker. Glad they didn't go with that one. So what will AUKUS do?
AUKUS will bring together our sailors, our scientists, and our industries.
Yeah, President Biden, I'm not sure you want to be getting scientists and sailors together in the one room. I've seen enough 80s movies to know that's probably just going to end with a lot of wedging and daxing. We've all seen it happen before. Scott Morrison, meanwhile, was emphasising the duration of our relationship with the US.
A new agreement that I describe as a forever partnership. It is a forever partnership. These types of forever partnerships don't happen overnight.
Yeah, be careful though. I mean, we all think we're in a forever partnership. Then, one day, one of them meets a tall-looking guy in a band, then it turns out it wasn't a forever partnership. And what kind of a relationship have you got us into, ScoMo, if the other guy doesn't even remember your name?
Thank you, Boris. And I want to thank that fellow down under. Thank you very much, pal.
There you go. You're in the friend zone already, ScoMo. Biden's referring to you as his pal. Anyways, yes, so let's get ready for Australian nuclear-powered submarines. I wonder what Greens leader Adam Bandt's response could possibly be to all this.
It's a dangerous decision that will make Australia less safe by putting floating Chernobyls in the heart of our major city. By putting floating Chernobyls in the heart of our major cities. These will be floating Chernobyls in the heart of our major cities.
A giant floating Chernobyl? What a waste of money. Why would you do that? It's not even on air anymore. I mean, if you're going to have a giant floating promotion for an HBO show, I'd go for Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. You just have him floating in Sydney Harbour next to the Opera House going, Anyways, yes, negative Nelly Greenie Adam Bandt continued on his anti-nuclear submarine rant.
And we should be doing everything we can to avoid a nuclear conflict in our region because Australia will suffer. And instead, we are aligning ourselves with a policy of escalation. And the Prime Minister has very clearly said he sees this in Cold War terms. And the Cold War ended up in an arms race that almost ended up in nuclear annihilation.
Oh, look, I'm sorry, Adam. I was alive during the Cold War, and we all know the Cold War didn't end with near nuclear annihilation. It ended with David Hasselhoff singing on the Berlin Wall.
This is Das von David Hasselhoff, looking for freedom.
I've been looking for freedom.
Which once again proves the timeless theory of the late great comedian Norm Macdonald that left us this week. Germans love David Hasselhoff. Continuing on, Adam Bandt seems to think this is all some vast conspiracy to get nuclear energy into the country.
I also do think that it is attempting to gain a beachhead for a nuclear industry in Australia, which we know has been something that the coalition, many people in the coalition have been pushing for some period of time.
What on earth are you talking about, Adam Bandt? I don't recall anyone in the coalition pushing for nuclear energy in Australia. Oh, except these guys.
Federal Energy Minister Angus Taylor, meanwhile, says the government's more than willing to consider nuclear power.
John Barilaro has long championed the benefits of nuclear power.
Now, I'm being told that Scott Morrison actually supports nuclear power.
It is a cheap, reliable source of energy. The National Party is 100% behind this, and we hope our coalition partners will follow us.
We should start looking at nuclear.
Well, then nuclear power is where you're going to have to go.
Okay, maybe Adam Bandt has a point there. Well, at least having this new alliance with these new nuclear submarines will at least make Australia safer, right?
When you do something like this with an action, there is always a reaction. Don't forget, when you acquire weaponry, you also become a target.
Yeah, China will view this very much as containment and as an Anglosphere ganging up on China once again.
And putting Australia right in the firing line.
It's a bold step because clearly the Chinese will view this as provocative, and they should.
You can expect a furious reaction from China, and if you thought they were angry at us before, well, hold on to your hat.
All right, no worries then. I mean, I guess given that we did just get out of our last war a little over a month ago, it is probably time we start prepping for the next one right away.